back to the show. So a recent survey conducted on behalf of Doctors Best of 2,000 men and women found that the average American only feels fully healthy for just 19 days out the month. I'm one of those people. I wonder if you are. Well, 51% of us, or the respondents, have suffered from recurring health issues that have lasted for 6 months or even longer. So we're breaking down the results and what you should know with Dr. Tanya Elliott. Dr. Tanya Elliott, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So tell us about the survey and what it says about people, how people are feeling.
Yeah, so Doctors Best commissioned a survey of about 2,000 Americans, just in general wellness questions, right? And what they found is that we feel healthy only 19 days per month. And about 70% of people say that they're in either moderate or poor health. And their number one complaint, digestive issues.
I think I can relate to that, honestly. And as an immunologist, can you tell us, how our gut health really does impact our immune health?
Yeah, so I'm trying to shift the thinking here, because we often think of like the gut as just this isolated organ, right? And I have a stomach ache, I have indigestion, I'm bloated. People don't realize that 80% of our immune cells are in our gut. People don't realize that 90% of our serotonin, which is our feel-good hormone that's depleted when we're depressed, is made in the gut. And so the gut should really be thought of more as a hub, like this central hub in our body, right? That then impacts all the other organs in our body. Everything is connected. And then the gut is supported by bacteria, billions and billions of bacteria that live in a symbiotic relationship, a mutually beneficial relationship with one another, the good bacteria and our gut cells.
Very interesting. And so I've heard this term before, leaky guts. What is a leaky gut and what conditions can poor gut health lead to?
Yes. So if you think about our gut as sort of like the smooth lining of cells, right, of our intestines, and then the food moves through that and the food gets digested, and then anything unwanted gets excreted out, right? A leaky gut is when you have unhealthy cells that are lining the gut, and then there's like a breakdown. So then you get leakage of bacteria, toxins, food byproducts into the bloodstream. And so then what happens? Your immune system says, what are all these things that are floating around in my bloodstream that are unwanted, that should have been excreted out? And then you get the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines. So now your whole body is inflamed. And we see increases in autoimmune disease. We see increases in allergies. We see more infections. And then, as we mentioned, the mental health connection, right? So when you have unhealthy gut cells, it impacts your entire body.
Dr. Elliott, I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm taking it all in. And my next question is, what do we do overall to improve our gut health?
Sure, the foods that we eat, we want to avoid ultra-processed foods and things that are hard to break down, right? Because that puts our gut cells on overdrive, trying to break down these things that aren't even meant to be broken down. So if you're looking at the back of a food label and there's ingredients that you can't pronounce, don't eat it. We want to opt for whole foods, right? And organic foods wherever possible. So that's one piece. The second piece is supporting that gut microbiome. So those good bacteria are really important because they create byproducts that are necessary for our gut cells to be healthy. So how can you do that? Prebiotics, which are essentially foods that the good bacteria need to grow and develop. Probiotics, where you're actually ingesting the good bacteria, which would be helpful like after a course of antibiotics when all those good bacteria are wiped out. And then postbiotics, which I like to call the punchline, because postbiotics are actually the byproduct, so specifically something called butyrate, which is a byproduct that's necessary for our colon cells to develop in a healthy way and for healthy digestion. So Doctors Best has a supplement that's called Butyrate with Core Biome, which is a highly absorbable form of butyrate, which our cells need in order to grow effectively and support and prevent leaky gut.
Very interesting. So where can we go for more info?
You can follow me, Dr. Tanya Elliott, on social media and check out doctorsbest.com.
Awesome, Dr. Tanya Elliott. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.